As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Proverbs 23, verse 7. A lot of you have held back for so long. You have allowed people to treat you as garbage. You have normalized toxic behaviors, toxic situations, and relationships. And you have harbored a lot of pain, a lot of abuse. You're enduring it, thinking it's okay, it's normal, and you deserve it. But that has got to stop. And that is why I'm making this video today. If I'm speaking to you and you feel this is so important to you, please come on in and let's dive into limiting beliefs and how to reframe these limiting beliefs and build positive thoughts, a life of abundance, and a life that is focused on growth. Hello to all my esteemed viewers. My name is Bolanle Ajiboye, and in today's video, we're going to be diving into how to reframe our negative thoughts and how to build positive thoughts. I'm going to be giving you practical steps, practical tips that has worked for me and that has worked for many people. They are so simple steps that a lot of times we do not even take cognizance of, but they are very important. Check this out. In a day, how many times have you talked down on yourself? In a day, how many times do you praise yourself? Do you compliment yourself? How many times have you told yourself, oh, I did well today. I'm so good at what I do. I am enough. How many times have you given yourself the credit that you so deserve? Or how many times have you even given yourself that flower? You don't have to wait for anyone to give you the flower before you give to yourself. Gift yourself those lovely compliments. Acknowledge what you're doing right and say it out loud to yourself. We mostly have a lot of limiting beliefs, and that has got to stop. And to stop limiting or holding ourselves back, but to express all of the God's given talents that is trapped within us, to unleash all of those beauties, to unleash all of those potentials that you have doubted for so long. The very first step is recognize those negative thoughts. Your thoughts will definitely shape your reality. Your mind is a power tool. What do you feed your mind with? What do you listen to? What do you read? Who do you allow to speak to you? Who are you listening to? Are you listening to God? Are you listening to man? Or are you listening? Who are you listening to? Who do you surround yourself with? What you read, what you listen to, and what you watch goes a long way to define you and to shape your reality. So our mind is that power tool. It's a space where we need to reframe and we need to guide or guard to make sure that we are not revolving around those negative circles. It's our responsibility to make sure that we are grooming a fertile mind, a space for growth, a space for abundance. Your thoughts will define your attitude, your belief system. It will even impart on your actions. So that is why it is very important to focus on those thoughts. So first, recognize your thoughts. What is showing up for you? What do you say to yourself? Or what do you even allow people to say to you? What do you listen to? A lot of times people will talk you down. Some people are so good at giving negative compliments. They just want to define you by their own standards. They want to project onto you all their insecurities, their worries, their fears. And so they project it to you and you also take it all in and you begin to settle for less. But with this video today, I want you to reframe your thoughts. So recognize what is showing up for you. What are those negative thoughts that you've always had about yourself? The self-criticisms, how you've criticized yourself for so long. Maybe because of the effect of nature, nurture, impacts. While you're growing up, your parents must have said some negative things to you, your significant others, your siblings, your friends. They must have defined you by those negative things. But now you have the sole power and responsibility to redefine yourself. Sometimes we pick up these negative thoughts from our environment, from what we are exposed to. But there's a need for reframing our thoughts. And that is why recognize these thoughts, acknowledge them. They exist, they are there, right within you. The more you think about these things negatively, the more it is evidence in your life and even in the situations surrounding you. And that is why some of us, we have settled for less in our relationship. We have allowed people to abuse us. We have not been confident enough to take a bold step, to take a walk, and to define the standard by which we want people to treat us. It is the way you treat yourself that people will treat you. So it's high time you begin to treat yourself right by reframing those negative thoughts. Once you've been able to recognize and identify your negative thoughts and the pattern that is showing up for you, then the next step is to write them down. Write these thoughts down clearly, like write each of them down. What you say to yourself, what you've been believing about yourself, how you've been treating yourself. Write it down. Write them down. It is not your fault that you've been thinking this way. It is not your fault that you have endured the negativity. It is not your fault that you have normalized toxic relationship or unhealthy relationships. But it is your responsibility to reframe your narratives, to change those narratives for yourself. And I believe that you can do all things through Christ that strengthens you. But first, believe. Not just believing, take action. The third practical step I'll be sharing with you is to strike out all of the negative thoughts, all those limiting beliefs. Strike them out and try replacing them with positive beliefs or positive thoughts. So, for instance, if you've always thought about yourself as I'm not good enough, strike that out and try to replace that, reframe it, rephrase it positively to I am good enough. I am worthy of success. I am strong. I am resilient. I am the best. I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. It is your responsibility to change your narratives. And it's within your power to recognize your self-criticisms and to reframe them. So, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Let go of those negative thoughts. Let go of all the self-blame or even blaming others. A lot of times we blame other people for our own predicament. We point fingers to others. We give excuses for the things happening in our lives. Quit telling yourself those lies. The lies of you're not good enough. My educational background, it's my trauma showing up for me. Yes, trauma shows up. But it is what you believe that works for you. Your healing is possible if you give it time, by noticing what is showing up for you and by taking action to reframe all of that for yourself. Into this, there are certain things you've got to quit. First, quit all of those lies and replace the lies with the truth. When you quit lies, then you're ready to tell yourself the truth and to begin to effect all of the necessary changes in your life. When you quit self-blame or blaming others for your predicament, then you're ready to take up the responsibility for your own life. It's just like saying, I am not responsible for a cheating spouse, but I'm responsible for how that makes me feel. I am responsible for how I react. I am responsible for how long I allow myself to stay within that toxic circle. I am not responsible, or others are not responsible for my own happiness, but I am solely responsible for making myself happy, for creating my own happy times. No one is responsible to make you happy. Another thing you need to quit all of the faulty thinking and embrace your own reality. Your reality is yours. Your path in life is yours. Don't compare your path to that of others. Your path is different from mine. My path is different from yours. So why the comparison? There's no need for competition. There's no need for comparing your life to the life of those around you. Instead, challenge all of these thoughts, limiting patterns, and allow the things that you see around you or in other people's life to inspire you to be the best that you need to be. Allow the life of others to motivate you to make changes if there is need to, and to build and redefine yourself, to take responsibility for your own life, your own happiness, to prioritize your own needs. Allow the positive things that you see around you to help you or guide you in doing this. There are a lot of ways by which you can reframe your negative pattern or your negative thoughts. And one of it is you can try journaling. I've done a lot of that. I have a lot of journals. Write the things on your mind down. If you feel like you can't share with people around you, write them down. When you write your thoughts down, it helps you to organize your thoughts, and you're able to see the reality of it written down in black and white. So journaling is a very, very good way to ease the burden of your thoughts, and also to help you create goals, to help you see clearly what the next steps are in recreating and redefining your life. Gratitude. Focus on the things that you have right now and be grateful for them. Stop focusing on those things that you don't have. Stop focusing on what others have that you don't have. Have you even thanked God for the things you have already? Do you even recognize that you have those things? Many of us, we are gifted, but we don't even know because we are not recognizing it. Rather, we are wishing for other people's gifts. We are wishing to have what others have, but we do not value the things that we have. So another way to shift your perspective and change your mindset is to value what you have. Focus on what you have right now and see what can you build from what you have presently. How can you build a life that is sustainable for you to be successful? How can you be growth focused? How can you have the clarity of how you really want your life to look like without defining yourself by your circumstances or by your past? It's so ridiculous if I'm going to be saying it's because of my background, because I grew up in a poor background, and so that is why my life is the way it is. What has changed? Something should have shifted and changed from that narratives. So we can always change our narratives. The past is significant, but we can build on our past and make it better for tomorrow, or even from this present moment. So focus on this present moment, taking those deep breaths, breathe in, breathe out. Life is not too difficult. It's not that bad. Your story is not that bad. You need to listen to people's story and be transformed in your thoughts. Be transformed in your attitude, in your belief system, in the pattern and the narratives that you carry around. It's also very important to surround yourself with positive minded people. The people that you have around you will either build you or break you. So if you're always exposed to listening to negative people, negative things, and you have those negative people around you, you have friends that will never give you a compliment, that would always look out for your flaws and say it to you right to your face without any boundaries. If you have those kind of people around you, that is toxic. If there is a need to cut off, please do. If there's a need to set healthy boundaries, then you need to put those boundaries in place. Remember to always verbalize your affirmations. Create affirmations for yourself and verbalize them. It works. For me, it has worked many times. A lot of times, I even place my affirmations on the wall, on my mirror, my dressing mirror. I just have them placed out there. If I read it out loud to myself, it makes a lot of sense. It's a reminder of how I want to define my life. What you profess would manifest. So make sure you're professing the right things to your life. Early in the morning, you wake up, you say those affirmations, verbalize them. Say them out loud. Say them like you mean it. Convince yourself to believe that the power to transform your life lies within you. There's a book by James Allen, As a Man Thinketh. So easy. It's a very, very good book for self-reflection, and it's thought-provoking, just so it can also help you to rephrase and reframe your own reality. The power to do that lies within you. So keep thriving. Thank you for watching. If this video has in any way impacted your life and added values to your life, please leave a comment for me, like this video, share with your friends, and kindly subscribe for more. Your life is indeed esteemed. See you all in another video. Bye.